Past map design and even past Infinity Ward slowing down the gameplay and incentivized camping in the game, I think one of the biggest issues with Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 is the lack of visibility. And what I mean by lack of visibility, it is hard to tell where the enemies are because the operators blend in with the environment. And mind you, I am telling you this as someone who is 25 years old and has near perfect eyesight. So it's not like I can't notice small details, but it is kind of annoying when someone comes right in front of my face and I can't see them because how well they blend in with the environment. And I personally think that's just poor game design. And I know I'm not the only one having visibility issues in Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 because I've been friendly fired a lot by my teammates, and I've also had enemies not notice me when I just basically ran up in front of them just because how well I was able to blend in with the environment. And when I mean they didn't notice I was an enemy, you have their barrel pointed at me, basically in hugging distance, and they wouldn't kill me. And it took me a second to realize that they were the enemy, and they never figured it out. And it's just like, I was gifted this kill by, in my opinion, poor game design. And I call it poor game design because a lot of the maps in Modern Warfare 2, like Shipment, like Lighthouse, like Blight Gold, just 3 right off the bat that I could name, are not colorful at all. And even the new map that came out, I don't know its name, but it's like really dark or grayish, and a lot of the darker colored operators just blend into the environment. And don't get me wrong, I use those darker color operators for that advantage, but I don't find that to be good game design because I don't think it's intentional. I just think Infinity Ward is allergic to color. It's like, come on guys, the world isn't just brown, black, gray. We have white, we have blue, we have greens. We have a pretty beautiful world. And I get you're trying to go for the more realistic aesthetic. You just need to make sure that your audience doesn't need to have perfect Superman eyesight to see the enemy. And just to iterate, I am a 25-year-old with near perfect eyesight, and I have issues seeing enemies on the map. I don't really have these issues in Cold War or even Halo Infinite. So it's like, this is a Modern Warfare 2 thing, and I think it comes from a lack of color. If you want to keep your more dull looking maps, that's fine. And when I mean dull, I mean color. That's okay, but you need to make sure that the operators are easier to see. Like, one of the things I would suggest that Cold War actually does really well is to make sure that the factions actually look apart. Now, you can keep it more realistic, but to be real with you, it doesn't even feel like there's factions in the game, unlike Cold War, which has the Warsaw Pact and NATO, and they have their own colors. You know, obviously Warsaw is using more reds, NATO's using more whites, blues, and stuff, but just separate them and make them easier to see compared to the map. Because I'll use the all black operator, and I know I'm going to be really hard to spot on Raceway, on Lighthouse, on Shipment, and on even on the newer map, which is like really gray and kind of dull in tone. And if you don't want to do work like that, then I would suggest copying Halo Infinite's outline system. It doesn't have to be exactly the same, but I think an outline system so the people can see like, hey, the enemy's over there, would be a good thing for the game. Of course, I don't think with a more realistic approach Modern Warfare 2 is going for that they're going to go for it, but that is an option if you want to go there. But I think the easiest would just to make the maps more colorful. And when I say colorful, I don't mean it has to look like Fortnite or it has to look like Apex Legends. Just make it light. Like, we can have snow maps, we can have more sand maps. If we're gonna get more maps like the newest one, make sure it's not completely gray. You know, make it a blue sky and just make it look like a sunny day. Just make it look like where we're in the daytime, because I think one of the biggest issues Modern Warfare 2 has, in my opinion again, is the fact that the night maps and the cloudy maps that are like really dark, like Lighthouse, like Shipment, it's harder to see the enemy. And I'm not even looking at the body anymore, I'm just trying to shoot underneath the diamond. Because a lot of the people know that there's a visibility problem, and I've been able to get a few kills off the dark toned operator because the enemy can't see me as well. So, you know, I'll take any competitive advantage I can get. And this is mainly just an Infinity Ward issue, and I noticed Treyarch doesn't really have that problem, which kudos to them. You want to keep the game looking realistic, and Modern Warfare 2 and Cold War both look good in their own right, but you want to make sure that you can see the enemy and the enemy can see you properly, because it gets kind of annoying when you have a hard time seeing the enemy in front of you because everything is dark, including the operator that the player is currently using. Now again, I haven't seen a whole lot of this on YouTube, so maybe it's just a me problem, I don't know. Give me your thoughts and opinions in the comments below. Thank you for watching the video, and...
I'm sorry, sir. It's time for you to leave.